Hey, what's going on, guys? EC here, and I know the video title and thumbnail, you're probably thinking, why are you talking about Garfield's skinnier and more annoying cousin who has had six or seven games technically, if you want to be technical, and why are you talking about that? Well, guys, I will say, let's get into it. So, obviously, for those that don't know, Bubsy the Bobcat is a well-known video game character from the 80s and 90s. Who was made as a Sonic the Hedgehog sort of ripoff. He's designed to obviously basically be Accolade's version of a Sonic the Hedgehog clone, and he did quite well. He had in the 80s and 90s, he had three mainline games: Bubsy Bubsy Close Encounters of the Third Kind. You had Bubsy 2, and you had Bubsy. What was it? No, Bubsy. I think it was like Fractured Fur Tail, something like that. And you also had Bubsy 3D. And then, like 20 years later, they had like, hey, Bubsy is back, Bubsy Paws of Fire, and Bubsy, Bubsy Woolly Strike Back. So there's that. So I think some people might notice I said no, there's roughly 7, because obviously Bubsy 2 did have a Game Boy port, and the Game Boy port is slightly different to the actual mainline console version. So I feel like that could be one they can include. And for those that don't know, Evercade obviously is working on native games. I feel like why Evercade should do a Bubsy collection now. Well, I think it'd just be a good meme. I think it'd be ironic. Plus, the Bubsy game's owned by Atari. Obviously, who doesn't love Atari? Who doesn't love Atari? Atari is a controversial publisher, to say the least. And I have to disclose I do have an investment in Atari. I have to disclose I do own shares. But yeah, so could we see a Bubsy collection? No, hopefully we do. But I don't think it'll be like all the games. I think what Blazers have to do. Blazers have to do some what they did with Nukem games, where it's like where they split the games across 2 different cartridges. If they do all of them, no, I don't think they're gonna do all of them, because I know the Evercade can't run Atari Jaguar games. Sort of Bubsy Fractured Fur Tails won't run. I know the 2 most recent Bubsy games were made for Nintendo Switch and PS4, sort of hardware in mind. So I don't know if they'll be able to run on Evercade, even if they're native ports. I don't know if they'll be able to run. But Bubsy Claws and Encounters of the Third Kind, Bubsy 2 Game Boy, and Bubsy 3D could easily be emulated on the Evercade. And I feel like that would be a nice little collection, a nice little homage to what Bubsy could be and what Bubsy represents. And it would be nice to show that Blaze obviously wants to show, okay, it's just a history gaming and a legacy of so many games. Because yes, Bubsy 3D and the Bubsy games aren't really that liked, but it'd be an interesting way to sort of preserve this legacy as well. Because obviously, sure, you can buy Bubsy 1 and 2 on basically any system. I mean, you can get them on Steam for like what, I think it's like £7 for like Bubsy 1, Bubsy 2. But you include Game Boy version and you include Bubsy 3D, and maybe you can even go into the back end of Bubsy 3D and fix some of the mistakes, some of the issues with that game. Not with like graphics and that, but like with some control issues and whatnot. I think it'd be pretty cool. But yeah, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What do you think? Would you like to see a Bubsy collection on Evercade? I already know there's going to be probably 100 people in the comments saying, no, don't do it. But I like having the quote unquote wrong take. I like having the take which people will argue with me with. So let's talk about it. Anyway, guys, I've been EC. I'm signing out. Peace.